something.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this,
You have to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky?
Good evening, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever, whenever, however you all are. Welcome to Toxic Tuesday. Thank you. Absolutely not worthy of such applause. That's just bodacious, you know. I'm not worthy of that, but thank you very much. Anyways, dudes. We'll have a few of our other dudes here, but for now, we have Tom Connors here. Hi, Tom.
Hi. Are we live?
We're live. We're super live.
Are you ready? Yeah, sorry. I'm ready. Hey, does this suit make me look fat? No. Your face.
Oh, cut it off. It says your face does, but yeah.
Nah, it's good to see you again. Just a few minutes
Good to see
later,
you.
Tom. Yes. Are you ready to talk some Tommy Boy? Are you ready to
Yes.
sign off with your Herbie Hancock on this one?
Absolutely.
Killer. Let's acknowledge some faces here, and we'll let our other man through. We got Toback on Rumble. What's up, Toback? How you doing, sir? And gotta acknowledge our Rumble faces because we do care about Rumble lives, and Rumble lives do matter. So yes, for those somehow not in the know, we are dual streaming on Rumble. So please, if you want to have it both ways, you can come on Rumble. If not, you can wait till we transition exclusively to Rumble later on. But let's acknowledge the faces. Deepa 101, Brian Barth, Pete Dencat, Davina Duckworth, Anthem 21X. How's it going, Anthem 21X? Hello. Jonathan Conroy, Tornadoes. Dave C. What's up, Daisy? Corellian Rogue. Hello. Let's see here. Who other faces have I not acknowledged here? I think we got all the humans. Oh, yeah. Sean Eastep coming in huge. I mean, diabolically huge. Sean, my man, dude. By the way, shoot me an email, but Sean, he has gifted 10 huge memberships. I mean, God, it's diabolically huge.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Oh, indeed. What's up? Thank you, Sean. What's up, 11 Alpha? I have noted the dead man. What's up, fellow dudes? All right, let's bring in our other dude here. It's Mark D with a C, and he's got the camera on too. I like actually seeing Mark D.
It's Herbie Hancock.
That's Herbie Hancock. Yeah, I passed my history test. Come on, yeah.
And that's when the whores come in.
I mean, what a silly, stupid, great movie this is, right? I mean, I know Roger Ebert didn't like it, but it's
he's wrong.
He's wrong, and I sometimes I agree with the late great Roger Ebert, but yeah, he was wrong on this one. But yeah, this is silly SNL fun back in the day, and Farley and Spade. I was reading, I don't know, you try to read a little bit of the background. I guess they were fighting at some points during the.
Oh, they always fought.
Yeah.
They always fought. Yeah.
But it looked like they're fighting on screen here, and then they become best buds, later. But it's like a love-hate relationship, I guess. Yeah. So
they were constantly getting into shit. Yeah.
So were they married to each other?
Practically. Well, here was the thing, and this is kind of where the movie came from. And we'll get into this
now
as we go, Mark. But these two would actually share an office, so that's kind of where it began. Because this movie actually started off as a vehicle for Chris and Rob Lowe. And it was supposed to be kind of like a Step Brothers thing.
Yep.
Yeah. And then Lorne kept seeing David and Chris. And a lot of times it was just them squabbling. They're little like fucking squabbles they get into, like little 12-year-olds. And he's like, we have to make this into a movie, okay? And it's kind of how it kind of came to fruition. And it was funny is they got started without even a full script. They only had like a third of a script when they began. And then this other guy came in and finished it off. But it's one of those movies that was really barely put together with bubble gum and tape. And it's funny how it turned out as good as it did, considering. But they didn't even know how the movie was going to end.
No,
I believe it.
Did they have some of the basic plot, or did they have
Well, it initially started out as like a lot like Step Brothers, like the whole kind of idea of you have Chris Farley and Rob Lowe as these two grown step brothers, and Chris is just this overgrown like bear. So like that first third of the film is pretty much what the movie was, but then they also had split off the other part of they basically split the brother character into two people. Mm-hmm. So you have Rob Lowe and you have David Spade, who came in, and then David Spade became more of a friend than a stepbrother, obviously. But he became the more real kind of brother to Chris Farley in the story, as opposed to Rob, who was part of this story that they eventually came up with to kind of sabotage the father's business. Because before that, it was kind of like, okay, it's this kid, his dad dies, and now he's got to take over the business. They needed an antagonist to kind of throw in there. So it all kind of came together as things were kind of moving along. Like this one writer, like I said, ended up writing like the last 66 pages, which is an hour of the film. Right?
For a movie that they basically threw shit at the wall and let's see what sticks, which Tom is absolutely right. I've done my homework on this movie long back. It's amazing how well the final product is in terms of how good the story and coherent the story is, and how you would watch it and you don't feel like it was thrown together because it feels all natural to the story. It really does.
There's this behind the scenes footage of David Spade from the first day of shooting, like Entertainment Tonight was there or something like that. And they get done with the shot and he goes, well, that's 15 seconds. We only got 90 more minutes of movie to go. And when he says that at the time, you're like, okay, it's just joking around. But when you realize what he was kind of getting at that point, he's like, we don't even know if there's that much more. We don't know what's going on here, if they're going to even have a movie at this point. Because they didn't even start shooting till late summer, and they were supposed to start early so it wouldn't clash with Saturday Night Live.
Yep.
But it didn't matter. It still ended up happening because they ended up shooting late. But
didn't they have to? I was reading they were flying back and forth to try to
back
finish,
and forth between
it cost a shitload.
Yeah,
for them to fly them back and forth to finish off the movie.
Yep. No, that's true. It's crazy because you obviously had Chris Farley on the rise, becoming he had all the makings of a star. He had the physical comedy, which is a big thing going on as far as comedy goes in the 90s. Him, Jim Carrey were guys who liked really being animated with their movements and not just the words, but the crazy shit that they would do. And now physical comedy was a big thing. And they had Chris Farley having a leading man role and having David Spade opposite of him. And this movie basically, like, even though it wasn't a box office success, it wasn't necessarily a bomb either, but its home video success was definitely like a sight to behold. And that's really where this movie kind of launched into the stratosphere. And so I think it was 7 or 8 when this movie came out. I did see it on VHS. And I remember, like, I used to hear, like, my cousins, aunts, and uncles used to rave about this movie. I remember the poster stood out to me. I think I first saw it, I think at a Wisconsin Dells. That poster it was one of those, like, iconic images you saw that you knew right off the bat, oh, that looks interesting. And then it just blew my mind how crazy Chris Farley was. That's when I learned after watching the movie, oh, he's a part of that Saturday Night Live thing. And that was at the time when you had him, Spade, Rob Schneider, Adam Sandler, Mike Myers, Dana Carvey, the works, basically. All these names. It's like, whoa, what a freaking powerhouse team of all this talent. And, obviously the SNL movies, hit or miss, but I wouldn't really call this one an SNL movie. But you have people either doing SNL movies or people from SNL doing movies. But man, this was
it's SNL adjacent.
Yeah, I like that one. SNL adjacent. Yeah, I could agree on that. I can definitely agree.
And Chris, he was kind of like the next one at the time. Like, you were a little younger, so you might not remember this, but he was like, this movie was supposed to be like the torch was being passed now from, John Belushi to John Candy to now Chris Farley, right? Like, he was like the next guy who was going to take on that mantle of the goofy, lovable, fluffy guy.
Dimensionally challenged. We can say it. Dimensionally challenged. The big guy. The fat guy,
dimensionally challenged. Exactly. Like,
that's my word.
And he had kind of the best of both worlds, right? He had that maniacal, crazy humor that Belushi could pull off, but he also had that charming, soft-natured side that John Candy had.
Shake hands, brothers got a hug.
Exactly. Like, I mean, he encapsulated both sides of that so well. And that's what really shines in this movie, especially, is what you get out of Chris is the every little bit of his talent is used in this movie. And it's great because there's a deleted scene from here where this goes on a lot longer and it's just Chris going nuts because he gets stuck in a line of traffic and he starts jumping and crawling over cars. It's just hilarious. Like, and just
like this scene here, he runs into the bushes there. They're putting the fence through the bush. But that's like a great joke that you have to read into because because like, oh, you're like, oh, he's putting the fence, like he's always runs through there, and all of a sudden he hits the fence, right? Yeah. Great physical comedy.
What a great physical comedy, and what a cast! Yeah, I was going to call him Tommy, Chris Farley, David Spade, Rob Lowe, Brian Dennehy, Bo Derek, Dan Aykroyd, and it takes place right up in the Midwest, Ohio, Chicago, Michigan. And this is at a time when, automotive was actually important in Detroit once upon a time.
Well, it's in Milwaukee right now, but
yeah, it's in Milwaukee right now. But I'm just mentioning how it covers up a lot of the Midwest.
Oh, it's Marquette?
It's supposed to be, I think. I don't think
he played rugby for Marquette, I guess, in real life.
I was just going to say, because that's the whole thing, because he's a Wisconsin boy. And what's funny about this movie is 90 or 80% of it is shot in Sandusky, Ohio. The rest of it's shot in Canada.
Yeah.
But they actually make a trek. Yeah, they actually, that happens. They actually make a trek all the way up through Michigan, through Wisconsin. I think they loop back down through Illinois, back up to Ohio in their actual trip. But yeah.
Okay, we got a Rumble rant, and a gigantic one at that. We got a Rumble rant for $20. Woo! That is nuts.
Wow.
From Protector Deuces Stupendium Compendium for a $20 Rumble rant. He says, let's keep this party going. Spade said Chris had a look at the playback, and he said, who is that? That's not me. So they shit-canned his double, and all his stunts were done by Chris. Nice info, and nice info indeed. And I'm glad you mentioned that, Proctor, because you know what? that was something like they were talking about, hey, we need to get someone else to do some of this stuff. And Chris was like, no, bro, I'm going to do my damn stunts. And you know what? He went in that, and it was perfect because consider he was a physical comedy actor. It made perfect sense for him to be the guy to do. I mean, come on. With the scene where he jumps into the table and basically face plants his body work half as well for someone else? Yep. I don't think so. Anyways, Tom wants to talk about this map of the tour.
Yeah, you've seen this in either the DVD or the Blu-ray.
Oh, I've seen this. Yeah,
I just think it's cool because this place here where it says Toma, this is very close to where I am right now.
No,
not that far. But this Cluck Bucket does not exist. It never existed there.
So you would have went there though if it did.
Oh, absolutely, positively. Oh, of course I would have. 100%. Yes. Yeah, it's actually, I guess, someplace that's in Ohio. Same thing with the dinosaurs is actually someplace in Ohio, not in Chippewa Falls.
What the Cluck?
Mm-hmm. But no, it's just kind of neat to see because they do kind of go all the way up down through here and back down through Indiana, up through Illinois, back up through Iowa into Minnesota. It's kind of their little trek that they do. There you go.
Amazing. And Toback has a great comment, man. A lot of Rumble comments.
Get yourself a new map.
Looks like Rush Limbaugh a little bit, that professor.
He does have a bit of a Rush look. He does. Toback said, I just went and saw Dana Carvey and David Spade 2 months ago. Base dudes. Dana did all his impersonations. David does more storytelling. That's cool, dude. It's good to hear that they have a good show. And once that kind of brings me back to when we had Ellen Covered on here about a month ago talking Grandma's Boy. The demand for comedy is insane. I know, like when Sebastian Maniscalco did his series of 4 or 5 shows at the United Center, all of them were basically sold out, if not exactly that. Then you got that show coming out. Yeah, the demand for comedy out there is insane. And people want to spend good money to have a good time laughing their freaking balls off. And there's the infamous, it's not John Hancock, it's Herbie Hancock, dude. That changed everything. Even I knew as a kid. I was pretty retarded. Even I knew what a John Hancock was. I did. So while I was like, well, why do you say Herbie Hancock? Then kind of clicked on as the movie's going, like, oh, okay, this guy's retarded. Oh, okay, I get it now.
And then one of the names on this list, and this is a dot matrix printer for you youngins. You can't tough to see from here, but one of the names is Helen Keller, and she gets an
and
F.
Michael Jackson too.
And Michael Jackson, yeah. I don't know if I clipped it.
Did you hear I finally graduated?
Michael Jackson,
Yeah, just a shade under a decade too. All right.
You know, a lot of people go to college for 7 years.
I know. They're called doctors.
Doctors.
That's it's hilarious.
Calculus 3 was a lot easier the second time around.
I love how he's so enthusiastic. And go ahead, just let it blaze.
Yeah, let's go on. But yeah, I just love these.
Dude,
we don't have that many slides tonight, so we're in good shape. I restrained myself.
We should definitely play clips on Rumble.
That's
for sure. This one definitely. I love how enthusiastic. I got a D+, and he's like, he's acting like someone who's on the honor.
I'm finally gonna graduate.
Yeah. And he wasn't redshirted either. It's not like these COVID athletes have been like one guy was in school and he was like 28 years old. He's still playing college football. It's like, you know. Has like 6 kids probably. It's like, how long have you been in college? It's like, because they get all these COVID exemptions. Yeah, here's the famous stunt coming up. Yeah, that he goes to the table.
Yeah, it's a real table too.
Yeah, he's in great shape. For his physically.
The way he moves.
Yeah,
as such a big guy, it's always kind of like usually you expect a smaller guy to be like fast, flexible. But it's always crazy when you see like a big guy who is fast and as physical as they are, because you don't always expect it, because the big guys are bigger, usually a little slower, and they're powerful, but they're not really always super animated.
He'd kick his ass.
Farley was animated. Holy shit.
People don't realize the kind of shit he put himself through. Like if you want to, you should see the documentary I Am Chris.
Yeah.
Or I'm Chris Farley or whatever it's
I have
called.
yet to watch it. I know.
Yeah, it's a good one. But like, yeah, his brothers and everybody talk about just all the shit that he would come in and, like in this scene here, like we just talked about, this is a real table is my memory that he falls into. This isn't even a fake one. And he'd do this kind of shit all the time.
This is
that's why his name is listed in the credits as the first name on the stunt list.
And he would go home with fucking broken ribs and other shit and just pretend like nothing was wrong. Right? Like he would hurt himself quite a bit. Always had big bruises and other shit like that. And yeah, he would pretend like he was fine, but he was usually drinking the pain away. So yeah.
He was. And I gotta come out of the closet and tell you about confession about that scene when he was hanging out with his college buds. So remember that scene? He was like, I like all you guys, especially you. I did that to one of my friends just to see how he'd react. We were about to see Shrek 2 at the time. And we were all just hanging, we were having a good time, getting ready for the movie right there. I was looking at my friend at the time. His name was Alex Garcia. I'm like, yeah, you're cool. I looked at Alex. I'm like, I like all you guys, especially you, Alex. And Alex is like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, you've never seen Tommy Boy.
At least he reacted that way instead of actually leaning in. That would be a different conversation altogether.
All right, that would have been.
It'd have been very gay. Yes, indeed.
But that was a funny moment to me. It's just like, man, so I had to break him in because he had never seen this movie. He had no idea, and he was only 2 years younger than me. I think actually he was only 1 year. Younger than me. He didn't see the movie, so I had to correct his life after Shrek 2 about it. Like, I can't accept this in my life. Like, you must be like a 15-year-old fed or something. Like, I can't allow it. We can't be friends if you didn't see Tommy Boy type of thing. But
it's funny you brought up Shrek because Chris Farley was supposed to be Shrek originally.
Yeah, dude, is that crazy? When I heard that, it bummed me out because I always think about what could have been if Chris Farley was Shrek. I thought about that a lot. Even when I saw, I think it was Shrek 2 actually. What that could have imagined, because to me, I remember when I even saw the first movie, I thought about, man, this would have been something that cool to have seen someone like Chris Farley in here. In truth, we've never. Well, maybe what if I do get married someday, and
you'll meet Alex one of these days.
Don't do it, Nick. Don't do it. Yeah. That's why I've been rewatching. I've been rewatching the TV show Emergency from the 70s. It was one of my favorite things watching my grandfather and John, Gage and DeSoto, the paramedics. And the last episode, they're like, he finally meets a girl that really loves him, but he's like, this means we're together forever. And you can see the guy's, his eyes are rolling. He's like, oh my God, I just want to have fun tonight. I don't want to get married, It's that look again is so hysterical. Yeah. And then I can't believe that Bo Derek was kissing her son in this movie. That was pretty scandalous. I mean, that was talking about married couples. My God, how could she do that, right?
Well, it was all being part of a weird act. They had a weird act going on. But dude, I love how the introduction, Brian Dennehy, concerned that was that a year ago we did First Blood, the first Rambo.
Oh, that's
Brian
right.
Dennehy,
Yeah.
he was in
He's
here.
the sheriff.
And obviously he was in another movie called 10, which I think when Tommy's introduced to his wife to be, I think that was a nod to the movie 10. And obviously that's where he had the introduction of Bo Derek, and that's supposed to be Big Tommy Callahan. That's supposed to be his perfect looking wife. And he's like, wow, Dad, she's a real 10.
Yeah.
What's her name? Beverly. Beverly is her name in the movie.
Yeah.
But man, what a star-studded cast, man. Holy shit. Yeah.
And I read that
in here.
John Derek made Bo cut all her hair off, so everyone showed up for them. That's because he was so insanely jealous. Like he said, you got to cut all your hair off for the movie. So everyone was expecting. She was still in smoking good shape.
I don't
there,
think
too.
any guy would have complained about her having shorter hair. I don't think
Yeah.
any guy would have.
It kind of worked.
Not
for the
many
role,
women
though,
can
too.
pull it off, but yeah, she pulled it off here. Yeah.
That may have backfired. I don't think that went as well as he was wanting.
Now, I'm trying to remember if it was the first time he walked in here or if it was when he's fucking around with the hooks, but he ended up knocking himself out at one point.
He did?
Yeah.
That's so funny. I did not know that.
I can't remember if it was this
At, like,
part or the other
reflexes.
part, but like, yeah, he got hit in the head and got
That doesn't
knocked out.
surprise me.
Brian Bart,
And Brian-
to answer your question though about where Farley's career could have gone. I do feel like he would have been a big comedy star. How we would have responded to where comedy's gone. A little hard to tell. I don't know how we would have handled it, but I would say from 98 through, let's just say 2010, he would have had Shrek. He would have been amazing as Shrek. I feel like the success probably would have been around the same for both 1 and 2. He would probably branch out a little bit, doing stuff like that, but he also would have not went that far off the path. And I'm sure
comedians die young, it seems, though, unfortunately, right, Nick?
Yeah,
Like, too many of these guys don't make it. I mean, it's like short lifespan, some of these guys. So Belushi, I mean, died very young, and John Candy didn't make it that long, and
that one part you rewind here real quick with that kid on the bus with
when he smacked him. Yeah, I was trying to clip it, but I missed it. But then he smacks the kid with his hand over, and and the kid goes like that. So right away you can tell like the angelic Rob Lowe. But look how his hair and makeup is. He's kind of like darker, and his hair's a little greasy there. So he's like the leather jacket. He's not the preppy guy right there. So right away you get to know his character. He's an a-hole, like his introduction.
It was perfect.
Between this and Wayne's World were kind of his comeback. Yeah,
asshole. And because, when I was younger, I judged Rob Lowe off of this movie and Wayne's World, and so to me, he was just asshole. Like I didn't even actually know what his real name was because I was weird like that.
Asshole.
I didn't know his real name until like 2008 or 9, and how I found out was because of a band that I liked. It turns out he's a fan of, and because I like this band called the Black Dahlia Murder, and like, yeah, Rob Lowe is at our show, and then the singer's like, yeah, Rob fucking Lowe. I'm like. And I'm thinking in my head, who the hell's fucking Rob Lowe? And then they show Rob Lowe. Like, oh, Rob Lowe. What are your thoughts on the Black Dahlia Murder? Oh, I love them. Fantastic band. And I'm thinking to myself, I remember you. You were that asshole in Tommy Boy and Wayne's World. And also, and this is, and then I heard him speak, outside of, being in a movie. I'm like, he actually seems like a nice guy. Holy shit. And I look at close to him, on interviews. I'm like, oh, he seems like an all right guy. Wow, maybe you aren't an asshole. Just like Biff, it turns out Rob Lowe's an all right guy too. So that was a big accident. How I learned his name was on accident. Many years later, to me, he was just always asshole. And I know his name wasn't credited in the movie as a stepbrother because they wanted his role to be a surprise. So I don't think he actually got a proper credit in this movie, Rob Lowe, but I think that was done intentionally.
That's partially true. Initially, when he first signed on, he thought he was going to be the star, and then when it transferred over to him kind of being more the villain, that's when I think he decided, well, maybe I should do it uncredited. But also there was another reason behind that. It come out that I think later he said this. His contract with the Stand wouldn't allow him to star in something else at that time or something like that. So he had to do it uncredited.
Conflict. Yeah, he had a
so
conflict.
It had something to do with his contract and how it was. So it was really stupid because he was in all the trailers. It's like we already knew he was in the fucking movie. Like almost every single trailer had the Maniac scene in it where he's like spraying him with the fucking hose and shit. And he's like, that doesn't smell like mud, Chuckles.
And
That was in almost every trailer.
Nick is not a fan. Yeah, well,
yeah,
but it's funny because one of the
Ryan Dennehy.
As we talked about earlier, like Chris and David got into like fights almost daily.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest fights they had was actually over Rob Lowe. I can't remember when they flew into Michigan.
There was
I guess
a jealousy, like, oh, hey, you got to hang out with Rob Lowe type of thing. There was a bit of like a jealousy.
Yes.
Oh,
I had heard about this way back when.
Okay, it was when they were on their way to Toronto. When they landed in Toronto, I guess like Chris was supposedly not feeling too good or something like that, and so David went and hung out with Rob, and Chris got all fucking just jealous of him. It was like this big spat they had.
Yeah, kept saying, "How's he doing? Yeah, how's
your
doing
buddy
now?"
Rob Lowe?"
And then he stood on his hand. They said he like stood on his hand,
stomped on his hand and shit. Yeah, and he threw him down some stairs and slammed him up against the wall, and he got pissed at him. And David,
he's like, "You went up to the room."
Like,
he's like, "Yeah, you went up to the room and said you were sick. You couldn't go out." So maybe they were married.
Nah.
It was like they were married. That was kind of where, like I said, Lauren's seen these two fight all the time, like a little married couple, and or brothers or whatever. And that's kind of where it all kind of like, okay, these guys need to be making this movie, not Rob Lowe and Chris Farley.
Yeah,
it worked out that way. As much as I come to let Rob Lowe grow on me,
they were like a modern Odd Couple. It worked so well, right? Like it's almost like that Jack Lemmon, Walter Matthau thing where they're Bert and Ernie, whatever you want to call it. They both had that thing about them. Like, would it have worked with Rob Lowe and Chris Farley? Probably.
Yeah, it would have. But this
David has that snarky fucking attitude about him. And that uppity, and he's like in the contrast, right? It's that Abbott and Costello thing, right?
It was the perfect babysitter role. He's the guy who understands how Tommy Callahan's mind works, so he can kind of contain the beast a little bit. And then also have the moments where he can encourage him to lean in on his craziness as well. So he would keep him in check when his crazy was fucking things up, but then he would say, oh, hey, there's a moment of clarity here. Why don't you lean in on that? And so he really kept them in check in more ways than one, which is awesome to see. And their chemistry together is incredible, whether it's the scene together in the car or the responses to all the crazy shit that happens, whether it was the deer and how Chris Farley said that was awesome and that it's anything but awesome, or the game called Look at the Naked Lady at the pool at night. Every response was just perfect because you could have swore they were just acting. You could have swore they were like friends who were just like giving each other shit all damn day. It was perfect chemistry between these two. So for all the like constant conflict they have incredible moments together on screen. Holy shit. And this movie is loaded with them. Oh, dude.
Laverne and Shirley right here. I'm thinking Laverne and Shirley with the
yeah.
I don't know if you're too young, Nick, to remember that, but the
bottle, I know Laverne and Shirley is. I know.
Yeah. I wonder if that is the same factory now.
I absolutely know what Laverne and Shirley is. I wasn't like someone who knew like all the episodes. I think I'd seen a handful in my life because we used to have back in the day. What was that channel called? TV Land. My dad watched a lot of TV Land. And I think Laverne and Shirley was on TV Land.
Oh, all the time, yeah.
La la la. I'm your father. That was smart more than I know.
I am your father.
Aw, I've interrupted happy time.
That was from Star Wars.
I know. Even though the correct word is actually no, I am your father.
I am your father. Yep.
But still, it was hilarious because when he did that, I used to like go to my freaking fan I had because I used to live in this town.
Every kid did that to the fan.
Kid did that, yeah.
Oh yeah, but I did that particular line. I used to yell,
especially those metal fans. Like if your grandma had them and shit.
Oh,
you cut your fingers off if you put your
Yeah.
finger in there.
But those are the ones that had the best sound to them, right? You know,
Yeah.
like the
Yeah. Is that the girl from Doc Hollywood? Is she Michael J. Fox?
Yes.
She look
what the
very
fuck's her
cute.
name?
Very cute. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a great actress.
Julie
Forget her
Warner.
name now.
Julie Warner. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, it's Julie Warner. No, she's she's
Hell of a
not
body,
as well
too.
known as the others, but she's awesome in this movie. She's absolutely awesome. She's a very, very likable lady in this movie.
Yeah, no, she's perfect casting because she's not, like Bo Derek gorgeous. But
you
very,
can
very
believe that she
cute,
would like
yeah.
Tommy as well.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. She's
Personality-wise,
got a bit of a no pun intended, but she's got a bit of a tomboy feel to her. Tomboy. No, she's very cool, and she's one of the few ladies where when she gets in like angry mode, she like oh wow, that was actually intense. Usually, most girls when they like get mad at shit, you kind of like, oh great, angry girl or angry boss, girl boss in a movie. But that scene at the lake, pond, whatever you want to call it, where they're chatting on the boat. And when she goes onto her tangent about the kids, like, I know where you live, I know where you sleep, I was just like, holy shit. She made me buy that. I was like, damn, she's intense. Like, that was incredible. I'm like, eat your fucking heart out, Halle Berry Catwoman. She's way more badass than her. And I remember being impressed by that shit when I was a freaking kid. That was insane. And a hilarious scene, but at the time, I was like, damn, I was actually sold on her intensity. Nowadays, you see like modern girl bosses in the last 5, 6, 7 years, you'll laugh at that shit. We weren't laughing with Julie Warner. We were like, holy fuck, this is hilarious and scary. Oh, dude.
What?
While we had Brian Dennehy, the scene watching him before he croaked, unfortunately, seeing him and Chris Farley like do their little dance, sing along together was freaking awesome. The movements, everything. Like,
yeah, you thought they'd be doing that the whole movie. Like you're like, oh, this is gonna be a great father-son movie. Like he's gonna work with his son to like save the company, and boom, Bo Derek doesn't even have to, they don't have to consummate the marriage. She's off the hook, I guess. So this night, but yeah, all of a sudden, boom, down goes Brian Dennehy. And boom. So yeah, the movie, it's a comedy, but it's got that serious side to it because he's always thinking of his dad, and his dad looms large, the whole movie. So pretty heavy moment here, but it's still it's not that much of a downer for that long. You have the funeral scene and boom, right away, then they're out on the road. So, but
they were quick on that because they remember, hey, this is a comedy movie. You can't dwell on it too long because otherwise you become a drama. And comedy and drama are so polarizingly opposite. The last thing you want is for them to, wow, how did my camera do that? Take away the
Speaking of Brian Dennehy,
comedy movie. I was just gonna get into that. Dude, man, what an incredible actor.
Do you realize that he's the reason that the name of the movie is Tommy Boy?
No.
They didn't have a name. They didn't know what the fuck they were going to call it for the longest time because originally Tommy was Billy. And then I forgot why they couldn't call him Billy, but there was another. Oh, Billy Madison came out really shortly there around the same time, so they didn't want to conflict with that. So they changed his name to Tommy, and Dennehy kept calling him Tommy Boy. Even though I don't think it was in the script.
Oh, okay.
So, that is an Irish thing. And as I get the same thing all the time. And so it just kind of became the thing that kind of stuck. And that just eventually they kind of called it Tommy Boy as for now we'll call it Tommy Boy, but we'll think of something else. And it just stuck, which is funny because hilariously, the soundtrack actually has to specify what it is. Have you guys ever seen this or understand what this is all about? I don't know. Nick, you're more into rock and roll, so I don't know if you'll get this or not, but
go on. I'm listening.
Because when the original soundtrack came out, there was a very popular rap label called Tommy Boy. So they had to differentiate themselves from that and say Tommy Boy the album or whatever it was. Yeah.
No, that's crazy.
So it was like, it's really nuts how it's on there, but half these little clips I'm pulling are right from that soundtrack. But yeah,
I'm gonna really miss him. Are we good?
Are you ready? Yeah, sorry. I'm ready. Hey, does this suit make me look fat?
No.
Your face does.
I have a tiny head. All right, so Lindsay brought up a great comment here. What's up, Lindsay? And said, yeah, it was. I love that. It was a total opposite. It showed you how incredible Brian Dennehy was as an actor. Usually, a lot of actors, actresses who do like comedy don't get enough credit for acting because you're. And to be fair, and I always think about that when you're thinking about comedy, you think about the crazy fun. But man, Brian Dennehy is awesome as an actor. And I'd even say Chris Farley deserves some credit too as an actor too, because what he did for his body and his charisma in the movie. And he does have scenes where he gets into that, that innocent little boy that comes out as well. And he really makes me buy that he's that kid at heart type of guy. We got Nick the Greek for $4.99. Thank you, sir. And he says, I miss cute teen tomboy girls in movies. Now they're all gay, according to Hollywood. That was a thing. I knew, and I know girls who are regular tomboys, but they know that they are ladies. And for some reason they think like if a girl happens to like a few things that guys do, that they must like be a man. I was like, no, they just happen to like some things. In some cases, a lot of things that guys like. I'd probably even make the argument. My oldest, I'd say she's a bit of a tomboy. She doesn't dress like my younger one, where my youngest is super girly in terms of what she dresses. My older one definitely, she likes to wear a big sweater. Definitely dressing like a boy. She's also into the awesome, like her dad's into. She loves the Ninja Turtles. She's a big WWE fan, so she does not like most girls either, too, which is funny.
That scene is great.
Oh yeah, there it is.
No, it's just oh, it's awesome. I love it. He's like, I don't know where they live. Yeah, I was just reading, behind the scenes stuff, and they said Farley was really shy around women, especially attractive women. So they said he was very cutesy and timid around Julie Warner. She thought he was doing a stick, but he would keep acting like every day, making it difficult for her to talk to him. At one point, she pulled him into her trailer and would stay there until he was able to have a full-on conversation. It took 4 hours, but he eventually did it. They talked about sports and his father, among other things. After that, he was able to have casual conversations with her.
Wow.
Which is funny, because do you know who Chris was dating at the time?
Who?
Lori Bagley, the chick from the pool.
Oh,
no way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why she's in the pool scene?
Tom's right. I remember.
Yeah,
wow.
And they met through David, and that was another thing that they got into it about, because David actually liked her, and she ended up going out with Chris. So he was pissy about it. So yeah, not like David has any like can bitch. Like he's dating. I don't understand why David gets all these fucking supermodels all the time.
He's got money, dude.
He's partially. He's probably got a big dick too, or something. But yeah.
Money. That's all that needs to be said.
He's not that fucking rich.
Don't you see all the supermodels with all the, the guys that
she'll be seduced? Enough that she'll be seduced. That's all he needs to have. Rectum like he's sure he's not loaded, but he's definitely got cash and he's been in things. Not those things. I just realized what I said. But he's been in fucking movies, and that's all that needs to be said, man.
Yeah, I mean the supermodels aren't dating the cashier checkouts, right? I mean, and
no,
Walmart,
but I mean it's not like David Spade was like,
A-list, yeah. If you're watching David, no offense, yeah.
No, I love David Spade.
We like you, David. We are fans. We are huge fans, actually.
Yeah,
but anyhow, that being said,
I do hear he's got I've heard that he has a successful podcast. He does. I've never listened to it.
Yeah.
But you didn't ask him on the show tonight?
I've heard good things. I was like, man, should I? If I were to honestly have gotten a hold of any of them, I would have loved to have gotten a hold of Rob Lowe. Because I could be like, dude, I hated you as a kid. That would have been the best.
Well, thank you.
You were my enemy. Now I love you. Well, I was that way while I was into wrestling as a kid. I hated this guy named Eddie Guerrero, but then when I became a teenager, I became an Eddie Guerrero fanatic. It don't make no sense. And Rob Lowe is that way for me. Hate him as a kid, loved him later on in life.
Well, you realize how good of an actor he is for you to be able to hate him that bad.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I had that Ned Flanders locally joke like, okay, this guy's fantastic. I get now why
you're driving along and you're driving along and you're driving along and whoa, that was close. Well, let's see what happens when you're using the other guy's brake pads. You're driving along and the kids are in the back. Daddy, I gotta pee.
I love this scene so much.
Oh my God, we're burning alive!
Look at it. It's like,
woo, woo. And the guy comes out and he goes, oh my God.
Yeah,
It's like winning.
All because you just wanted to save a couple of bucks or extra pennies. Yeah.
That's the guy's like antique model. It's like,
do you validate parking now?
I like how
Get
he's
out
like,
now.
you validate parking and all that. Oh man. Oh,
That's when the whores come in.
that's good. That's fucking good. Nah, their road trip is awesome, man. Look at all the cheap prices to do it. A tune-up at $29.95. Nowadays, it's like $40 or $50 just to buy the spark plugs and wires, maybe even more.
That's more than that. Yeah.
Then to do the actual process with the wiring and everything. Yeah, there's
like
my automotive coming out.
Well, yeah, if you got
would you
new
do?
engines.
Dude. Oh, when Spade goes back to the car and he opens the door and just comes around. What'd you do?
You need to get yourself a new map. Look, I know you're smart.
It's not on the map. You're in the wrong freaking state. Yeah.
I'm picking up on your sarcasm. I'd hope so, because I'm laying it on pretty thick.
How do you get that door to close?
I don't know.
He shoved it in. That's how
what I love is how much he damages this car throughout the whole fucking. Like, it is so cliche.
Planes and trains, yeah.
It is. It is so cliche. It's been done in National Lampoon's Vacation, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which is probably this movie's most like closest kinship with as far as a film is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. But like, just the idea that this car goes through hell and they managed to make it still funny. Even though we've seen this a million times. This is what makes it work here, because we know how anal he is about this car.
The gorgeous car. Yeah,
the M&M's, where he puts the M&M's and they all fall. Like,
I think you'll be all right. They have a thin candy shell. Yeah, well, your brain has a thick candy shell. Shut up, Richard.
Oh, damn.
22 miles away.
Oh man, no! I like the damaged car, like that dude, like mommy, I want to. Oh, dude, yeah, this made me hate it when he was doing this shit. Once again, shows you how amazing Rob Lowe is. But he knew, he knew how to make you hate him, like that, and that takes talent. That does take fucking talent, man. I was insane. I was like, no, I remember being confused too. Like, why is he making out with his mom? You know, it was pre-puberty Nick. Why is he doing that? That's really weird. So I was so confused.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, as a kid, that weirded me out. And then he goes to pee and all fucking gets electrocuted from freaking peeing. I was like, oh, hell yeah, in your face for making out with your own mom, dude. You're fucking weird, man. Oh, it was hilarious.
Yeah. Well, I guess like the car thing and some of the other stuff that happens to these guys on the road is just stuff that the director and writers got together and stuff that actually happened to them and shit like that.
What?
Yeah.
Dude. Nice.
And like fat guy in little coat and a lot of those kind of jokes were things that Chris would do to David.
Like, I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that. I don't see a world where that wouldn't happen.
I'm pretty sure that was one of the things that. Oh, this is great. Where he pisses on the bucket.
Yeah.
It is hilarious.
Zap. Yeah.
Oh, Shaman. Yes.
Every fucking scene in this movie is so gall darn hilarious. Like, I don't know how they managed to make this so like jam packed, full of just hilarity. Like this and Dumb and Dumber around the same time, right? Like it just those
one
two
skit
movies
after another. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I love a lot of the movies that came out at this time, but Tommy Boy is up there, like right next to like Dumb and Dumber, with the ability to every scene is quotable, memorable. You remember all the lines, you remember all the jokes, no matter if you've seen it in 10 years or not, right? Like just like deer.
Oh, deer! We killed Bambi. We got to do something, and they put in the back of the car.
You couldn't stop.
And they put in the back of the car.
There's nothing I could do.
I will not forget the very first time I saw this and I was like kind of like weirded out. I'm like, why did they bring a dead deer with them? So weird.
Because they're fucking morons.
And then that deer woke up, and I remember my freaking like 8 or 9-year-old. I was like, holy, hey, the deer woke up, and all of a sudden the deer like destroys the shit out of the car.
This car starts off so gorgeous, and then it gets totally trashed.
It becomes absolute trash, and that deer fucked that car up, dude.
How did they do that? With that must have been like all special effects with like a fake deer, I guess. Or
some of it is. What's funny is the legs that we see when it comes up, where the car's right behind the legs, in the light. That's actually a goat with spray painted legs.
What?
Most of the time, the deer is just an animatronic puppet, basically, though. Yeah.
And then I was reading they trained the deer to, like, in the very end, stand on top of the roof, and it took the trainer like 5 weeks to train the deer to stand.
There is a real deer they used as well, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. But how stupid? How would you put the deer in the car? It's a comedy. Who cares?
Idiots.
Shut up, Mark. But
well, what's funny is it's probably one of those real stories that those guys came up with. They're like, oh yeah, there was this time we hit a deer and then we put it in the back because we didn't know what to do. And it fucking was still alive.
Vidiot Savant hits on a great comment here. I even like Black Sheep Gary Busey for. I don't hate that movie. Now, obviously, it ain't.
I have issues with it, but yeah. Well, and that's the problem, is it keeps trying to be a sequel to Tommy Boy when it should have just tried to be its own thing. And I love his hair. And he sometimes just want to drive into a goddamn bridge in Buttman. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys wanted to bring up why they never did a Tommy Boy 2 for the obvious reasons, because he passed away, but not for lack of trying. The studio tried time and time again, and just recently David Spade talked about that. Oh, we lost Nick. He'll be back.
Nick will be back. Yeah. Oh, I was clipping a clip, so that's why I didn't see Nick left. But we're in charge now. All right,
we're in charge. But I don't know if you saw that story, but yeah, they were trying to do more, like just as a few years ago, they were trying to do a Tommy Boy sequel where David Spade would return, but it would be his and Tommy's kids basically redoing the first movie.
Yeah. Here's the article I just put in the chat. I mean, one of the articles I found. Yeah, saw doing this. So, and I guess they're saying, I mean, Spade, I think, killed it, right? When you read the article.
Yeah, he's like,
makes
no.
sense. Yeah, Chris Farley was the magic in the bottle on Tommy Boy. So, yeah, you just shouldn't redo, would it have worked without Chris Farley? He can't do it, right? I mean, there's no way. So, yeah, it was pitched Tommy Boy 2, which was our kids, like you said, together. I'm like, I can't find the scenario with no Farley. He was the whole movie. Even if it's a good title, it would be too much of a sellout. Yeah. So yeah, we don't need no more stinking sequels, right? So, but yeah, I'm glad they didn't try to.
He said the title. It makes me wonder what the title actually was. It was probably Tommy's Boy or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
Something clever or something better than that, even. But like, yeah, he's even like, yeah, no, thanks anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, fucking night. Yeah, Black Sheep. It's got its moments, but yeah, it's.
I think this movie is funnier than Black Sheep. Yeah.
Oh, by far. By far.
Yeah,
and Black Sheep was just forced. Like, it just... Yeah.
Yep. Oh,
That fucking deer. Yeah, this scene feels the most like planes, trains, and automobiles of all of them right here.
Yeah. We're screwed, man. We're screwed. My car. Oh, such a gorgeous car, too. It's so horrible to see that happen. Yeah. Well, I hope Nick's okay. I hope.
Yeah.
Hope,
well, I had
okay
some storms here earlier. I don't know if
maybe lost
he
power.
was starting to hit him there. Yeah.
Or maybe his pizza delivery guy just showed up. So, waiting for it to pop back on. So sorry, chat, says Nick. Okay. His power went out. All right. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
There we go. He lost power.
Come and see old Ray.
We need more power. I need more power, Scotty. And this is prime Aykroyd here. Just as
Ray Zelinsky.
He's made to sell stuff, right? I mean, he could sell a bag of glass.
He's basically, he's kind of doing that kind of a thing, only as a used car salesman.
Bassomatic.
Yeah.
I'd buy a Bassomatic from him. Yep.
I make car parts for the American working man. God, I love that part.
Yeah. Right.
Truth is, I just want the Callahan name.
So
that's the guy trying to buy the company, and all you can say is the moss. Like,
close the freaking window. And where'd you get a vacuum cleaner in a motel like that? That's what I want.
They used to actually have them in some motels.
Oh, they
back
did?
in the day. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh god.
That actually looks like a fairly decent motel in 1976.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah.
I mean, too bad they're there in 1995, but fat guy.
Oh, Nick is back. Thank God the stream is saved.
Fat guy in a little coat. Fat guy in a little coat.
Take it off, dickhead. I'm serious.
Richard, what's happening?
Wow, that was crazy.
What happened? Everything just clicked off.
So, like
we lost power here earlier too. Yeah,
I don't know if you saw it on my camera, but it went black, and then went black again, and then the power just went out. I was like, "Holy shit!"
But it came right back on, didn't it? That's what it did to me earlier.
Back on. It came right,
and that's
back
what I was
on.
warning you earlier for. Yeah,
it's raining. It's raining. It's like it's raining right now, so hopefully it doesn't repeat. So hopefully, chat.
Yeah.
Knock on wood. I want to acknowledge a few things here. Gonzalo Bergali here. He celebrates 7 months being a Dolph Lundgren member. Not just any member, guys. I mean, he's one of the biggest members. He is the hugest member. Only like 9 other men have as big of a member as Gonzalo Bergali. And when you're a Dolph Lundgren member,
you have the biggest dick I've ever seen on a man.
Emphasis on a man. Thank you, Gonzalo Bergali. Appreciate that, sir. All right. Anyways, chat, once again, heads up. We will be transitioning in about 20 minutes on Rumble exclusive. So please, I want you to come with us on Rumble, where we'll be talking about the rest of this movie exclusively, and we'll actually have some clips and tips for you guys.
Yeah.
I'm Big Tom. Oh yeah, dude. Prehistoric Forest. I remember you said.
If you're saying I use the wrong Kaiden, you're wrong. I use 10W35. No, but it helps if you take the can out, you idiot.
This is the one where this is the one at the restaurant, right? Where that lady named Helen works there.
Yes.
No, do you know who originally was supposed to play Helen? Do you know? It was supposed to be Roseanne Barr originally.
I can see that.
Oh, I absolutely could have seen that. I would have loved for that to have happened. Because Roseanne would have said some saucy shit back.
My shoulder doesn't hurt very much, but my face does. Not here or here so much, but right here. Jesus, what happened to your face? I knew it.
I knew it. Yeah, I knew it. But this is the most important part of the movie, right? Because he realizes
Let me tell you
I can
why
sell people
I
here.
Suck as a salesman. Let's say I go into some guy's office. Let's say he's even remotely interested in buying something. Well, then I get all excited. I'm like, Jojo, the idiot circus boy with my pretty new pet. The pet is my possible sale. Oh, my pretty little pet. I love you. So I stroke it, and I pet it,
And
and
I
I
massage
massage it. Yeah, I love it. I love my little naughty pet. You're naughty.
Naughty?
And then I take my
Naughty.
naughty
I used to
pet
say that a
and I
lot.
go. Oh, I killed it. I killed my sail.
And that's when I blow it.
I love it.
Now, why can't you do that?
Oh, fuck.
I love this bit. This is great.
Oh, Brian,
How do we know that
just highlighted?
Barry isn't a crazy little glue sniffer?
Yeah.
No, what's great, the movie builds him up to be like a batshit retard, but this is where you start to see those moments where, holy shit, underneath all that retardation, there's actually a guy who knows how to sell some shit.
Yeah.
And he does have a bit of a point. I wouldn't say fully, but a lot of people do buy into a lot of things when talk up a game per se.
They like to put a guarantee on there because they know all they sold you was a guaranteed piece of shit.
If you're in the autumn,
Oh,
don't
Nick's
always
cutting out.
agree. I don't
Nick.
always.
We're losing Nick again.
No, we're losing Nick. Oh my goodness gracious!
Again?
Oh.
Can you hear me?
You're stuttering. You're stuttering.
Were you watching?
Spanktravision.
Okay, then,
I
let's
can
hit
hear
it.
Maybe
you
you were watching a
guys.
movie with that funny comedian. Oh, what's his name?
Buddy
Wackett?
Wackett?
All right, then, let's get some shut-eye.
Hey, that's a pretty girl down there.
Good for her.
Geez, I wonder if she goes out
Was
with
that
one
with
of the
one of the
Yankees.
Yankees?
The
Yeah.
Yankees. Oh no!
We hear you now, Nick. We hear you now.
Oh, can you? Okay,
We got
good.
you. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
you're back. You're back.
Dude, I could see the bars going.
This
up
is
and
good.
down,
Like,
up
this,
and
every
down.
fucking
Yeah.
scene in this movie is so
Slapstick.
goddamn good. It's oh no.
I
You look like an
can't lose
M1
again.
carbine. I look like an M1 carbine to me, but I'm not sure.
This is just perfection
It's
as
awesome.
far as
Oh, is
humor
this the
goes.
is this the hotel with the girl swimming?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's why I played it
Yeah.
while you had passed out there and your internet went wonky.
Fat guy in
played
a
it now.
little coat. And
We already did that one.
Oh yeah. Oh, never mind. Oh, Mamacita.
Yeah,
So this is the
That's
girl
his
Chris Farley's
girlfriend, yep.
with?
that's his real girlfriend. All right.
That's crazy.
Don't give her the weight room thing.
Yeah.
Chris Farley knows how
He's
to
got game.
make it happen. Yeah,
Speaking of nobody looking,
Chris Farley knows how to play the game.
Wowzers.
You got to give it to him. He
So,
knows how to
Mark.
play the game.
who's your favorite little rascal? Alfalfa or Spanky?
There's Spanky.
Sinner.
I don't know, but this computer got stuck again here. God bless
So-
Chris Farley. Yeah, he deserved everything that he got. Oh, I miss the guy.
Dude, I remember when I said he passed out. It's not passed out, passed on when I was 10, because I think it was December of '97, and I remember hearing about it, and I think my parents were like, "Oh, Chris Farley had died," and I remember thinking, "Well, that sucks. I like that guy in the movie." So 10-year-old Nick was super bummed about that. I guess you could say that's my first celebrity death that I guess you could say that I remember, and it was like, holy shit! Like, hey, people I like who are in movies and
Well,
things don't live.
For us, it
really
was
bummed me
like
out.
you had Boom 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 with Chris Farley, John Candy, and Phil Hartman. It was tough having those three in such close proximity happening all because it really did feel like strange. It's like, holy shit, everybody's dying. Kind of how we do now.
Yeah,
But it was
someone's
like,
dropping like flies.
yeah, I mean, just the circumstances for each one were just sad because, like, damn, And there was a few others in there too, but like those were three that I remember very vividly when they happened. And actually, I can add in Sam Kinison to that one too. Actually, I remember where I was the morning I heard that too. So like, yeah, it was just the 90s were a rocky time, especially with, you know, actors and you know, you can add in like River Phoenix and some of these other guys who OD'd and shit. It was getting pretty nuts for a while there. And then Brandon Lee on top of it all, right in between all this shit.
Dude. I discovered that one. I heard about that one when I first saw The Crow. I think I first saw it was in 99 or 2000. So I was a few years late to The Crow. But it was in 99 or 2000. There was one I saw around that time period, and that freaking movie blew me away, man. That was game changer, and that's when I learned about, you know, Brandon Lee. But then I learned about his true greatness a little bit later on with the masterpiece called Showdown in Little Tokyo.
I never noticed until now that was like David is looking down behind there. I never seen him up in the windows because I've never been looking up there.
What? No,
I was always looking at her. I never noticed it till now.
And no one complained that the slideshow was stopped. I was editing and I forgot.
Nobody cared.
No one cared. Yeah. No one's around. It's naughty time. Yeah.
It's naughty time.
And she's looking back up at him. Yeah.
I like how as soon as Chris Farley walked in, he goes back into his bay. He said he was what did he say he was doing? Going through his
He's going to get a pizza or whatever.
Well, Chris Farley said he's going to go get a pizza, but David Spade said he was looking at his papers or something.
Oh, yeah. Files. Funny, because your files are over here on the table or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about that's a pretty girl. The act making it awkward.
Richard, were you watching Spanked Revision?
I'm going over some documents. Yeah. You're reading documents that are in your briefcase. Yeah.
I admit it. I was focused on the titties. Damn right, Becca J.
Buddy Wackett.
But whoa, what? Buddy Wackett.
Maybe you're watching a movie with that funny comedian. What's his name? Buddy Wackett. Buddy Hackett. Yeah.
I have no idea
Those aren't
who Buddy
pillows.
Wackett is. That sounds like a
Buddy Hackett.
Buddy Hackett.
No, that's the joke.
Hackett. Okay, I get it.
Buddy
I
Hackett,
get it.
Buddy
I get
Wackett.
it. When I hear Wackett, I'm like, what?
We got you.
Anyways,
for the love of God, I've been patient.
Please don't stop. Skinny dipping in a motel pool like that.
Those are real.
Yeah, those are real.
Tom does have his eyes on the prize.
Hell yeah. You never know when you're gonna get to see shit like that again.
He's being a toxic
Your
man.
last time, yeah. Well, they said looking at boobs actually makes men live longer.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
They could save your life.
Could save your life. So, honey, can you show them to me tonight?
That's right.
So that means they save lives more than Eternals does.
Oh yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
They save a hell of a lot more lives.
Not that was ever like a close competition, but you know, just saying. Like,
Yeah, and I can't believe they're leaving the Eternals out of the next Avengers movie. It's shocking.
oh no.
It's not going to save as many lives now.
Oh yeah. Shock. No hood now in the car.
Not that it would happen, but imagine if we lived in a world where Avengers Doomsday did less money than Eternals. It won't happen. We all know it won't. But just imagine.
Yeah.
You spend a movie that made to make at least $1 billion to break even, and it does worse than Eternals. Worse. I mean, New Avengers did worse, even when you don't adjust for inflation, and that's scary. That's freaking scary, dude. How that happens beyond me. I don't understand that shit, but yet here we are. Anyways, Tommy Boy, yeah, they'll probably lose more. Oh God, yeah, that's for sure. It definitely will. Son of a, that's gonna leave a lot. Oh, dude. With the lady with the. So when my internet got kicked out, did the deer ripped out of the car, right?
Oh yeah, we're past that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just man. Did you hear that it took them over a month to get the deer loose to tear the car apart? I don't know if you guys saw about, but like the deer caused like a literal shit show in the car too, as well, because of how long it took to get it right. So I was like, damn, fucking shit show. Imagine had to deal with
No CGI
dealing
back
with-
then.
Oh, right. You actually had to deal with an actual deer. Nowadays, these guys don't know shit about actually having to deal with a real life animal. Nowadays, they would CGI the shit out of that scene. That's for sure. I'm sure it was a bit of a risk. I mean, you're working with a damn deer. I mean, I don't know if deers can or can't be trained. So if someone's an animal expert, no, please correct me. If there's something you know that I don't, but I can't imagine how that works with one of these animals. I just damn sure I just don't know. Fucking deer, man. Fucking deer. Oh, when David Spade's hair blows away from that fan, I actually thought he was that way in real life. That's before
A lot of people did. That's one of the questions he gets the most, I guess.
Oh, really? No. What? That's hilarious.
Which is funny because you can totally tell he's not bald in real life. Like, I mean, he's got a little bit of a receding hairline, and it's, yeah, I mean, he's
Which
got
is
thinner
hardly
kind of hair.
anything
Yeah,
compared to what some other dudes have.
yeah, no, but like, it's funny because like they did a really good job at making him look bald like that with that whole thing, the way they did it. So it was good enough that everybody was convinced that that was real.
Amazing.
This is great when he gets too close to the thing and it sucks his shirt up and he just acts like nothing happened.
Oh, look who we have here. He must have been done showing Christian.
Hey, Brian, are you drunk?
No, I'm remarkably sober, but I had a wonderful visit from our great friend Christian Delorme.
I thought you got into the whiskey cabinet, you
and I
said.
can assure you.
Did you
he's
guys have
all-
a gay old
I
time?
can assure you he's all man.
Oh,
You met Christian Delorme?
Yes.
Nice.
Christian was here, and his wonderful wife.
Awesome.
Mel. So Chris and Mel were both here. We
Hold
had a
on.
we had a lovely
Mel
day.
or male?
Mel.
Mel.
Male
is
Okay,
Mel.
I'll
Mel.
make sure. It's why I say
You would
I
have
just
preferred
had to
male.
make sure you were like trying to say Christian has a husband or something.
You gotta pause
but
this,
I can
Mark.
assure you
That time, I heard you coming.
In New Jersey?
we had a
Oh,
wonderful,
perfect
wonderful
timing,
day together.
It's funny is like Chris did one of these naked, but I guess the negative was burned.
Yeah, they said he was swinging his body in such a way that his penis kept popping into the shot, and he said to the camera, "Do you like the movie, Miss Lansing?" referring to Sherry Lansing, the head of Paramount at the time. That Peter Siegel knew that the studio would not be pleased seeing that, and made sure they burned the negatives of that afterwards. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That's Chris Farley. Yep. God bless him. All right. Let's get
It's hard to believe that Bo Derek was only 8 years older than Rob Lowe when they made this. Wow.
How old was she in this movie?
38.
38. Oh, it's a
Yeah.
youngin. I mean,
Yeah, I thought she was older, but I guess not.
yeah, the women today, the whole day, they're
Yeah.
older, they still look awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Yeah.
Away we go. Yep.
What have I
So,
missed?
oh, you missed some hot models. You missed Chris
I-
Farley's girlfriend stripping by the pool.
I did see that just before I joined. I saw that.
There you go.
I got the best bit.
He made sure.
I did.
Got the good bits.
Yes. She had the good bits.
Yep. That's awesome. Yep. And the car keeps getting destroyed more and more.
It seems to be
As
a
we
theme
go.
of some road movies.
Yep.
Yeah, Chris
I
was
like-
also supposed to be in a Ghostbusters sequel that never happened as well.
I could see him as a Ghostbuster for sure. Yep.
Ghostbusters 2016. That never happened.
Yeah. Well, no, this was supposed to be, I think, him, Ben Stiller, Janine Garofalo, and I think it was Chris Rock, I think was the other one that was supposed to be in it. Yeah.
Too many Chris's. It would never work.
Yeah. A lot of Chris's.
Hope I'm clipping some good stuff for later when we all transition to Rumble. So, but I like the plot to this movie too. Like it's this is a fun comedy romp, but the plot does kind of work, right? Where the evil couple, wife, the wife pretends to not be married. That's his son and her son, and then he don't they say that he has a computer science degree or something, so he hacks the computer. Or at one point, Rob Lowe's character, don't they mention he's got like some computer degree or something to do with computers? I think. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, chat once again. 5 minutes Rumble transition exclusive. Yeah, I saw obviously Lowe. Oh, yes, this is where she discovers, oh wow, this is a very incestuous thing going on here. They are macking it like they are freaking like a regular couple. This is freaking nuts. Michelle.
This is the only thing in the movie that I feel like, I mean, they do kind of set it up, but they should have done it a little bit better. Because he mentions that her brother, because he goes, yeah, we used to go and steal donuts. What's your brother doing now? He's a cop.
Yeah, he's a cop. Yeah.
They should have had a scene where they actually, it was like her talking to him or something. But it's not necessary. This is also one of my favorite scenes. Bees, they're everywhere.
Oh, dude.
Just roll around, son.
Not the bees.
Just roll.
Oh, they're eating me alive. Oh,
I'm allergic. Me too. We'll come back and check on you,
dude. I always wondered if that would work. Obviously, I would not try to take it.
Maybe back in the day, but not now.
Yeah, nowadays you do it, you get shot instantly.
Well, everybody would be like, "I've seen Tommy Boy. That ain't gonna work."
Oh yeah, that's it too. Yeah, we've been at
back in the day. Now. This was actually like this would have been pretty fucking clever. I'm sure this is actually something somebody did. Like I said, a lot of the stuff that's in this movie of the jokes and stuff is shit that these guys sat around and it was like their real experiences and they just all started chucking shit in and it all kind of just wound up in the film. I just parked on an anthill and wow, they're pissed.
Oh, fucking funny.
I don't remember eating that. Isn't that funny? Like whenever you're drunk and you puke, there's always something you're like, I don't remember eating. What the fuck is that?
I've had my moments, or my drunken debauchery days. I've absolutely had my moments. That's for sure.
I love the cardboard door.
Dude, I really put that in my mouth.
Yeah, I love that cardboard door
many times. Did I really put that?
They had the cardboard door, and don't they move to like a little mini fence type of thing? Like
eventually, yeah.
Yeah, before they had the for the kitty, what do you call it when you have the kids? So the gate, yeah, they can't get through. Yeah.
Oh, was that before? I couldn't remember if that was
before. That was before. Yeah, it was before. But I love how they keep changing the door. Yeah.
Oh, dude, awesome. When he goes to the bathroom to change, and it turns into an absolute freaking disaster for him. Gets his tie stuck in the toilet. He keeps like the cabinet lid keeps falling on his head. Everything that could go wrong. Did you notice that they're life preserver instead of the adult one?
Did you notice that in the scene with David Spade though, there is no cut? David actually did that in almost like I think they may have sped it up just slightly, but like he did it in almost real time.
What?
Yeah.
I never noticed that.
Yeah, he even mentioned it somewhere. I can't remember where, but like either on his podcast or on the making of or something like that. But yeah, like he got it down to where like he could do it like super fast. So like he just jumped in, got it done, and I don't know if he had another person back there helping him or what, but they got it figured out how to do it in one shot.
Wow, that's incredible. Seriously.
This is where he has to pop the fucking thing.
Oh, wait, pop the life preserver. Oh,
and he goes in there and chest.
Can't breathe.
All right.
Pretend to be a flight attendant. I love it.
1 minute till full Rumble transition.
Man, there's a half-hour limit.
I hope you guys seriously come with us. I want you to come with us. Seriously, this has been a very fun show to do.
No, do not come.
Well, we've already done, and we've done it big. We've done it huge, actually. And the Tom and Mark can verify how huge we've come for this show. So.
Well, just have to come again then.
Yeah, hey, we gotta build back up.
Rumble.
We're gonna build back. We're gonna build back better on Rumble by coming.
I know how now he feels in this scene, man.
There you go.
This is real life shit.
And that's when the whores come in.
That's when the whores come in. Oh, hell yeah.
One time I visited a whore during the war, and I haven't heard about it ever since.
All right, so Gonzalo Bergali, thank you for your member chat. Sean Estep, thank you for the 10 gifted memberships. I appreciate the hell of that. Nick the Greek, thank you for your super chat. It seems like we even gained a few subs tonight too. Thank you guys,
Awesome.
and for all of you here on YouTube, thank you for supporting Toxic Tuesday. I hope to see a lot of you on Rumble to transition with us, and for those of you whom I don't see, well, I'll see you next week. Until then, thanks for supporting Toxic Tuesday. We are transitioning to Rumble exclusive, and Mecha J gives a Toxic 8 overall score. Okay.
Mexican gay.
Mexican gay.
Mecha J.
Hey, it's the Fox building.
Rumble 10-9-8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and